Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful way of looking at our inner world. It's a framework that shows you how the landscape of your mind is literally creating the reality you experience every single day. And, more importantly, how you can become the master gardener of it all. So, let's jump right in.
So let me ask you something. Have you ever felt, well, trapped? Like your past mistakes or old beliefs are these invisible walls hemming you in? Dictating your present, maybe even what you think is possible for your future? It's a really common feeling. But what if I told you there's a way to actually break free? Just listen to this from someone who learned this framework. They said they felt like a spell had been broken, like they escaped from under a mountain. I mean, just imagine that feeling for a second. That's the kind of profound shift we're talking about today. We're not talking about a little tweak here and there. We're talking about a fundamental transformation from the inside out. So, how in the world does this work? Well, it all starts with understanding that our lives are basically running on a hidden blueprint. It's like a set of instructions buried deep in our subconscious mind. We don't consciously see it, but believe me, it guides almost everything we do. Now, this whole process of creating that blueprint has a name. It's called Huantap, which basically just means cultivation. And the idea is actually pretty simple. Think of it this way. Every single thing you experience, everything you hear, see, say, or learn is planting a tiny little seed in your subconscious. And here's the kicker. It's happening constantly, automatically, whether you're paying attention to it or not. To make this crystal clear, let's really run with a metaphor here. I want you to imagine that your subconscious mind is this huge, vast, fertile garden. Every thought, every experience, every single interaction, it's all another seed getting planted in the soil of that garden. Now, here's what's really fascinating. Even though there are countless seeds being planted all the time, they really only grow into one of three fundamental types of plants. And these three categories, they pretty much make up your entire life experience. Okay, so the first type of seed is called Thức. This is basically all of your knowledge, your skills, your wisdom, your understanding, everything you've ever learned from complex physics to just how to be a good friend. All of it is a seed of Thức, just waiting in your garden. Next up, we have Duin. You can think of these as the seeds of connection. Every single relationship you've ever had, from a brief chat with a stranger to a deep, lifelong bond with a loved one, plants a seed of Duin in your mind. And the third type is Khóa. Now, these are the seeds of your tangible results. This is the stuff you can actually see and measure. Your health, your finances, your career achievements, all the concrete outcomes that make up your life, that's Khóa. Okay, so we've got a garden full of these three kinds of seeds. But what makes them actually grow, right? A seed is just a seed. This is the crucial part. Your inner emotional state, how you feel on the inside, acts as the water and the fertilizer. Your feelings determine which seeds sprout and exactly what kind of fruit they're going to bear. And look, it creates a very direct cause and effect. When your inner world is dominated by negative feelings, anger, sadness, resentment, you are actively watering all the negative seeds from your past. And that, of course, leads to what we call undesirable fruit in your life. But on the flip side, when your inner state is balanced and positive, when you feel peace or joy, you're watering the good stuff, the positive seeds, and that leads to desirable fruit. You are constantly choosing which part of your garden to nurture. So what do you do when you look around and find yourself with a harvest of undesirable fruit? A difficult situation, a painful outcome. Well, the trick is, instead of fighting the fruit, you've got to go to the root. And there's a really practical 3-step formula for doing just that. All right, here it is. Step 1 is to know and receive. This just means you acknowledge peacefully that this result, it came from a seed that you planted in the past. Step 2, and this one is huge, forgive the person. You have to realize they aren't the source of your problem. They're just the messenger, the delivery person bringing you the fruit from your own seed. And third, find the lesson. Every undesirable outcome has a piece of wisdom hidden inside it. Your job is to find it, learn from it, and then use that wisdom to plant a much better seed for your future. This quote right here perfectly captures the mindset shift. The root cause is from me. Now, this isn't about blaming yourself. Not at all. It's about taking radical ownership. Because the second you truly get that the seed came from you, it's impossible to hold on to that resentment. The person becomes almost irrelevant, and the lesson becomes everything. Okay, so we know how to handle the weeds and the undesirable fruit. But what about proactively cultivating the beautiful parts of our garden?
This is where we stop being reactive and start being a conscious creator. And we do it using 3 very specific inner energies. Think of these 3 as your master fertilizers. You've got peaceful joy, you've got forgiveness, and you have respectful gratitude. By consciously cultivating these 3 energies inside yourself, you can selectively activate the very best seeds that are already waiting in your subconscious garden. So let's start with peaceful joy, or An Vui. When you cultivate this inner state of calm happiness, you're creating the perfect soil for your seeds of knowledge, your Thức, to finally blossom. This leads to incredible clarity and helps you make much smarter decisions. And what about your relationships, your Zwin? Well, the energy of forgiveness, or Baozong, is what directly waters those seeds. It's what heals old hurts, dissolves conflicts, and allows for genuinely beautiful connections to grow and flourish. And finally, we have respectful gratitude. Trọng, biết ơn. This one is like the master key for multiplying your positive results, your Khóa. When you are genuinely grateful for what you already have, it's like telling your garden, yes, grow more of this, please. It literally attracts and amplifies the good things in your life. So, when you put all of these pieces together, when you understand the seeds and you see the role your emotions play, and you know which energies to cultivate, it all points to one single, incredibly powerful truth. This is the ultimate takeaway. Your life isn't just some random series of events happening to you. It's a garden, and you are the one holding the watering can. You decide which seeds to plant through your actions, and you decide which ones to water through your inner state. That power is, and always has been, in your hands. So the only real question left is, what will you choose to cultivate today? Will you keep watering the seeds of resentment and fear, or will you consciously nurture the seeds of wisdom, connection, and success with joy, forgiveness, and gratitude? The garden is yours. The choice is yours. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer.